Person that's for. All right now?
Sure, I don't know.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, thank you.
Wow, you got the car from the best artist. Anthropology gift card?
I got Harbo, my favorite.
I bet she's gonna want you to share.
Bounty, which is like almond joy. Ooh, and dark chocolate. Perfect.
I'm not sure we get 90% dark chocolate.
Thank you. 70s. Perfect.
Okay.
That's what I gave it to.
It's for the Ava.
The second best oldest in the family because Daddy is the fourth, the best.
We're all the best.
Happy Valentine. Best sister ever.
Aww.
Big smile.
I meant to say
Second best artist. What?
Ooh.
Next victim.
something though. I think
This is for the Luca.
look at the big box of chocolate and big box of cookies. It's cereal. Cereal.
What do you mean it's a box of cookies?
Look at that cereal. What is that? Check. That was like expected.
Oh!
Jeez. Whoa! How did you know that?
It's the Lucanator dragon. Hotel Mediterranee. That's where we're at. We're in the town of Saranda, which is only like 30 miles north of the border of Greece. You can look out onto the Ionian Sea and you can see an island, a pretty big island, really close. In fact, much closer to Albania than it is to actually Greece, except it is Greece. So as you guys may know, Greece is pretty much monopolizes every island in the Ionian and the Aegean Sea. The neighboring countries, Albania and Turkey, basically have no claim on any of the islands. It's all Greece. Oh wow, this is the pool. But anyways, we're staying at this hotel. They're letting us camp in their parking lot. There's an outdoor shower, bathroom, and then there is electric hookup and a water spigot. The guy who let us in yesterday didn't speak great English, and of course we don't speak Albanian, so we communicated sort of just by words, sign language, what have you, but he knew what we wanted and he hooked us up with a spot. But when we asked him how much it was, he's explained that we can pay the next day, but then he says something like 150. So what we're hoping is he means it's not 150 legs, because that'll only be like $1 something a night. It's not 150 euros, because that would be outrageous. So we hope that he means 15 euros, which is what we read online. So we're hoping that's the case. We're probably gonna spend like another night, which will be our second night, and then possibly a third night, depending on how things go around here. On their website, said there was a pool here, and you can see pictures of people swimming, frolicking at the pool, but it is apparent that the pool is out of service, and probably this is their opportunity to do it anyways, is in the winter time, but I mean, it is really out of service. Look at this. If any of you decide to come here in the summertime, it should be nice. So yesterday we drove from Berat, and we knew that we had a long drive ahead of us, because from Berat to get to Greece, you kind of have to backtrack just a little bit north. Not long, maybe 10 miles or so, and then you get to a crossroad and you go out to the coast. You can actually go two ways. You can go east, inland, or you can go to the coast. We opted to go for the coast because our first experience on the Albanian coast is Durrës, and we weren't a huge fan of it, but we've heard the Albanian Riviera is really nice, so we opted to do that. And going straight south, there is a road, but it is highly discouraged for people to do that, especially in the wintertime when there's a lot of rain, because it is not paved, and various places on that route you'll have a really narrow path with hundreds of meters of drop off to one side. Because our van has such a high center of gravity, I am very cautious with places like that. The last thing I want is for us to start to lean over and then roll down a hill. What I have read though is, for those that have taken that drive, it's in Albania it's called SH74. That's the name of the road. It is beautiful, amazing landscapes, slow, takes hours, 3 hours to go something like 50 miles, but worth it if you're here in the summer. But definitely be prepared. So our drive yesterday instead took us out to the coast. First to the town of Vlore, and before we got there we went through a bunch of villages along the way. The road is by no means good, but it is technically paved the whole way. But a lot of the places, they didn't bother to smooth the road out, they just put asphalt over it. So there's a lot of ups and downs and climbing over foothills. We probably average, I don't know, 30 miles an hour the whole way. But then when we got there, we started heading down the coast, which looked pretty good, except it kind of cuts inland and out, and it was still slow going. For a stretch, we had a proper highway that we drove on, 2 lanes on each side with dividers and guardrails and all that good stuff. And we probably drove 50, 60 miles an hour there, but at the same time, that didn't last very long. We got to a town which turned back into just regular roads between villages, and then climbed a good 3,000 feet up to a peak. Most of it was like 10% grades with switchbacks. Found ourselves in some snow, and the kids got to play in the snow for a little bit, froze their fingers, got back in the car, and then just over that we came down the other peak, which had this beautiful 3,000 foot view of the Ionian Sea, which is really cool because we were just in this kind of mountain with snow and pine trees, and then literally like half a mile away you're on this top of a hill looking down at the sea, and you can see all the switchback roads going down. So we drove down that, and that took us another while to get to where we ended up last night, which is the town of Saranda. What are you looking for now? Just a place to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah? That pizza place? What?
There's a pool in that guy's backyard.
Hey. Maybe it's a hotel. You can see all these apartments are like empty and not occupied. Oh, there's the big market down there. Well, there's more stuff
for
if
me,
you
this
go
is a children.
smoking the children.
More like a gas chamber. This is a kids' playground, but people smoke in there, so it's like all the kids are choking.
People definitely still smoke indoors in this part of Europe.
This is the main way?
Yeah. So even though we didn't drive very far yesterday, it was by far one of our longest days we've driven so far. Because before this, we had made it 300 miles from Split, Croatia, in a month time. And yesterday we drove probably 130 miles. And then when we got to Saranda, we had a campground picked out. It's called Camping Ecuador. And it was right on the water. It's where a river meets the sea. And we got there at the dark, which was not ideal. We're hoping to not have to get anywhere in the dark, but sometimes that just happens. And there was a camper inside, so we thought everything was good, so went to the gate, which was locked, and the guy came out and said in English with a German accent that it was closed, which was a bummer. Then we proceeded to drive all around this area for about 30 minutes, maybe longer, looking for a place to stay, to no avail. And eventually we came across this hotel with the parking lot, which turned out to be a really good spot. This is definitely a summer place. Nobody's here, but beautiful. Let's see if we can eat at this restaurant.
Pastas.
Yeah.
This one's ham, mushroom, and plain.
Can you pass me a plate?
You want the small one or
Hot.
eat it Costco style?
Good.
I'm gonna eat it at the.
Okay.
Let's see if I can taste it.
As you can tell, we're now back at this hotel where we're camping for another night. We've decided to stay one more night here. We didn't end up going anywhere after lunch. By the way, the pizza was really good. It was 4 pizzas, and it turned out to be 1,900 leks, I believe, because it was like 15 and change euros for 4 pizzas. That was more than enough food for all 5 of us. In fact, we only ate 3. We have a whole pizza left. We decided to not go anywhere in town after this little walk down to lunch and then the store to get some more groceries for dinner. Gonna be in the 30s again tonight, and today I think is high of the low 50s, which isn't freezing cold, but it's cold enough to not really spend a ton of time in this beachside town. This is really a summer place. You can really tell it's like all the beaches have umbrellas and places to relax and lounge and drink coffee, have a beer. We're gonna have to come back if we want to enjoy this place, but I also suspect it's gonna be really busy in the summer. So instead of showing you the town, let me just quickly show you what this sort of hotel's RV amenities look like. So keep in mind, this is not actually an RV park. This is just a hotel that has a couple spots you can park an RV at. Okay, like I said, there's nobody here. Look at this. We're the only people in this parking lot. In fact, they closed that gate, so people can't really come in without opening the gate. I don't know if it's locked or not, and if we need to leave, like if we need to ask the front desk. Here's just some vehicles that either the owner parks here or stores for people. But we're on this kind of paved section with pavers, and this is kind of the side of the restaurant, I think. There's a door that you can go in, and then out here they've built a bathroom, actually a double bathroom. There's one on each side. So here's the bathroom. Sink has a shower. I've not tested to see if it has hot water. I I presume that it does. And then here's a toilet. Pretty clean. Door locks, which is always good. And then this way we have our electrical plug plugged into this outlet right here. And here is another bathroom. I don't know where else they get electricity from. It looks like there's some over here as well. Yeah, there's more plugs. Really, that's about it. It's a really basic place to park. But what's nice is that it's really close to town. As you can tell, we walk down to the beach. You just go out that gate and you walk down. Within 5 to 10 minutes, you're at the beach. That's the campground we're staying at in Saranda in Albania. We're only about 20-30 minutes from the border. And tomorrow, we will get ready in the morning and start heading into Greece. We had a good time in Albania. Probably, let's see, by the time we leave here, it'll be almost 3 weeks, just about 3 weeks that we spent here. And by and large, Albania is a much better place to travel if you're here for vacation anyways, in the summertime. It's hot, there's a lot of coastline, and all the touristy places will be open, campgrounds will be open, but probably a little bit more expensive too, I'd imagine. Things are off-season prices. Even so, it's much cheaper than probably everywhere else in Europe. Albania is consistently one of the cheapest countries in Europe. There may be like Moldova or places like that that's just slightly cheaper than this, but it's beautiful, it's friendly, and totally safe. So I totally encourage any of you who are interested to check out Albania. And also for Americans, it's very easy to travel. They're allies of the United States, so there's actually a really big expat community in the capital city of Tirana, because Americans can travel here and stay here visa free for 12 months, which is pretty amazing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one, which will most likely be us on our way to Greece.